Yes, hello. In the UMIP community call. This week we have two UMIPs for review. So one is pull request 456 for adding new price identifier, and 461 is for approving new contract in the registry. So yes, regarding the first one, um, adding, I'm just sorry. Is anybody able to share screen for the notes? Because I don't have this
I
technical.
can share screen. Yeah.
Yes, yes, that would be nice.
Just 1 second. I haven't talked to anybody on the Athlete X team. Like, does anybody know if they were planning to be on? I
I
guess
have,
not, right?
I haven't neither. I've saw there are some progress made, and there were some of changes made to the pull request, but I'm still seeing still a couple of missing parts regarding the definition of ancillary data and instructions how voters should process, particularly the formula for resolving the final price, and also how to convert like the request timestamp to actual query made in the database. That was not particularly clear how those things should be done.
Agreed. And like part of that is it's kind of like, if I understand it correctly, it's relying on some sort of like custom methodology that they're like performing behind the scenes, right? And then just exposing the results of.
Yes, but my understanding is they are exposing both like input factors and also resulting price, so the voters kind of can verify that the final price is what it should be, but provided the inputs are correct. So, in order to verify those inputs, one would still need to consult alternative data feeds provided by sports data.
Gotcha. Do they
So
detail any alternative
they just mentioned,
works
but
data?
just mentioned it, but it's not detailed how the data actually should be fetched in case of failure request.
Gotcha.
So that's not there.
Okay.
Yep. So,
And
and any other comments on this apart from what been commented?
no, I mean, I think your comments are pretty detailed, right? Like, seems like kind of outcome is ancillary data, like the methodology, and like ancillary data formatting needs to be cleaned up, right? Also,
Yep.
this is not for EMP contracts, correct?
Yes, I believe there's a mistake there. So it's originally it was discussed for using that in LSP contract.
Good, good. Okay. Because that would be a whole nother can of worms, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, they were originally wanting to use an EMP about 3-4 months ago when we launched the LSP. I recommended that they use the LSP, so that might be a typo. I just a question. Like the team seems to be chatting to us on multiple levels. Where what's the latest been from like a group discussion? Is this happening in a Discord channel or a group channel? I just want to make sure just so I can follow up.
I mean, at least on my side, like we're not talking directly with the team. I would like in the follow-up, I think that's a good idea, Chandler, but I think it'd be like awesome because at least from what I've seen on this one and the pull request they submitted a couple months ago, they don't really respond on GitHub all too much. So I think it'd be great if we could like, you know, keep at least the like price identifier related conversation on the GitHub discussion, because like Rainus has put in a lot of, you know, review here, and it'd be much easier to review, you know, or discuss like inline. Rainus, I don't know if you've been talking with them.
Yes, I recall the one of groups, but it was a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, it would be a good idea to ping them and move the discussion on the GitHub.
I think Vari is the best point of contact, or you, Chandler, because I know you talked to them, or you were talking with them earlier, but yeah.
All right. So this, I believe, should be currently no-go, subject to addressing these comments, what we have posted on the price identifier.
Agreed.
Agreed.
All right. So moving on to the next one, registering Oracle Hub contract. I've checked the proposal, and overall it makes sense. There were some only minor comments that I believe already had been addressed. So, just for context, the UMIP allows deploying UMA optimistic Oracle and governance mechanisms on EVM compatible chains like Optimism, BOBA network, and so on. So I believe that's fundamental piece of infrastructure, and this particular UMIP requires adding contract that's able to make DVM requests on the mainnet from these layer 2 chains.
So it's just registering this Oracle Hub contract, right? And this Oracle Hub would then communicate with layer 2s, and when like their DVM request on layer 2s, it would relay it back to this Oracle Hub, which would then make DVM requests. Is that correct?
Yes, the one question I'm not yet sure, maybe it's worth asking engineering whether or not there's a requirement for adding this contract to Finder index. I'm not aware of that, so just for checking.
That's a good question. So I think clarification of that, right?
Yes, I wouldn't see any other like obstacles to that. Just clarifying this question would sound for me good to go.
Awesome. Agreed.
All right. So that's it for this week's community call. Are there any like additional issues we might need to discuss?
Not on my side. Thank you for leading the call this week, right?
All right.
Yeah, thanks for doing it, Rainus.
All right. Thank you very much.
See y'all.
All right. See you.